This website makes learning so easy. I found all my resources here.
Like what you share.
The CNS consists of the brain and spinal cord. The PNS consists mainly of nerves, which are enclosed bundles of the long The PNS is divided into three separate subsystems: the somatic, autonomic, and enteric nervous systems. Somatic nerves mediate voluntary movement. They send these signals in the form of electrochemical impulses traveling along thin fibers called axons, which can be directly transmitted. A cell that receives a synaptic signal from a neuron may be excited, inhibited, or otherwise modulated. The connections between neurons can form neural pathways.
The central nervous system functions to send signals from one cell to others, or from one part of the body to others, and to receive feedback.
In the peripheral nervous system, the most common problem is the failure of nerve conduction, which can be due to different causes.
The nervous system contains two main categories or types of cells: neurons and glial cells.
Even in the nervous system of a single species such as humans, hundreds of different types of neurons exist, with a wide variety of morphologies and functions. Glial cells provide support and nutrition, maintain homeostasis, form myelin, and participate in signal transmission in the nervous system. The CNS is the major division and consists of the brain and the spinal cord. The spinal canal contains the spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system is a collective term for the nervous system structures that do not lie within the CNS. The large majority of the axon bundles called the PNS is divided into somatic and visceral parts. The somatic part consists of the nerves that innervate the skin, joints, and muscles. White matter is composed mainly of myelinated axons and takes its color from the myelin. White matter includes all of the nerves. On the left, the highly developed vertebrate brain. On the right, the onychophora exhibit a much simpler, parallel ventral nerve cord structure. The peripheral nervous system consists of nerves and ganglia which lie outside the brain and the spinal cord. It connects the CNS to the limbs and organs. The peripheral nervous system can be divided into the somatic nervous system and the visceral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is divided into the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. In the cervical region, the spinal nerve roots come out above the corresponding vertebrae. From the thoracic region down, they come out below. The brachial plexus originates from the ventral rami of spinal nerves C5 to T1. As we rotate the view, we can trace these routes as they converge.
The anterior divisions of the lumbar nerves, sacral nerves, and coccygeal nerve form the lumbosacral plexus.
There is a lesser-known division of the autonomic nervous system known as the enteric nervous system, located only around the digestive tract. Cranial nerves are the nerves that emerge directly from the brain, including the brainstem, of which there are conventionally considered 12 pairs. The cranial nerves emerge from the central nervous system above the level of the first vertebra. There are conventionally 12 pairs, numbered I through 12. The terminal nerves, olfactory nerves, and optic nerves emerge from the cerebrum, and the remaining 10 pairs arise from the brainstem, which is the lower part of the brain.
Notice the intricate branching of the cranial nerves, which contrasts sharply with the organized, segmental pattern of the spinal nerves here.
Most typically, humans are considered to have 12 pairs of cranial nerves I through 7, with the terminal nerve 0 more recently canonized. Odorants bind to specific odorant receptor proteins contained to the outer surface of olfactory cilia within the olfactory epithelium. Homologous to G-protein-coupled receptors, olfactory receptor molecules consist of 7 transmembrane hydrophobic domains. The olfactory epithelium consists of 3 main cell types: supporting cells, mature ORNs, and basal cells. Generation of ORNs requires the division of basal cells, neural stem cells, to produce new receptor neurons. This regeneration process makes ORNs unique. In the nasal passages, inhaled odorant molecules interact with receptor proteins on localized neuronal cilia of ORNs. Moreover, different odors activate specific ORNs in a molecular and spatial manner, due to receptor specificity. The light reflex refers to the constriction of both pupils that occurs when light is shown into either eye. The accommodation reflex refers to the swelling of the lens. The oculomotor nerve, also known as the third cranial nerve, or CN3, enters the orbit through the superior orbital fissure. The oculomotor nerve originates from the third nerve nucleus at the level of the superior colliculus in the midbrain. The third nerve nucleus is located ventral to the cerebral aqueduct. It traverses the cavernous sinus, above the other orbital nerves, receiving in its course 1 or 2 filaments from the cavernous plexus of the sympathetic nervous system. The superior branch of the oculomotor nerve, or the superior division, the smaller, passes medially over the optic nerve. The inferior branch of the oculomotor nerve, or the inferior division, the larger, divides into 3 branches. From the third one, a short, thick branch is given off to the lower part of the ciliary ganglion and forms its short root. The oculomotor nerve arises from the anterior aspect of the mesencephalon. There are 2 nuclei for the oculomotor nerve. Sympathetic postganglionic fibers also join the nerve from the plexus on the internal carotid artery in the wall of the cavernous sinus.
Keep your head still and follow the tip of the light with your eyes. We're checking the superior rectus muscle.
The nerve also includes axons of type GVE, general visceral efferent, which provide preganglionic parasympathetics to the ciliary ganglion. The trochlear nerve, also known as the fourth cranial nerve, or CNI4, is a cranial nerve that innervates a single muscle, the superior oblique muscle of the eye. The superior oblique muscle, which the trochlear nerve innervator, ends in a tendon that passes through a fibrous loop, the trochlea. Each trochlear nerve thus comes to course on the contralateral side, first passing laterally and then anteriorly around the pons. Homologous trochlear nerves are found in all jawed vertebrates. The unique features of the trochlear nerve, including its dorsal exit from the brainstem. The trigeminal nerve, or CNV, is responsible for sensation in the face and motor functions like biting and chewing. The motor division of the trigeminal nerve derives from the basal plate of the embryonic pons, and the sensory division originates in the cranial neural crest.
The mandibular nerve, or V3, carries sensory information from the lower teeth and gums. Here we highlight the lingual nerve branching toward the tongue.
The peripheral processes of the mesencephalic nucleus of V neurons run in the motor root of the trigeminal nerve and terminate in the muscle spindles. The trigeminal nerve divides into 3 distinct sensory branches, visualized here in their respective color-coded dermatomes: the ophthalmic, maxillary, and mandibular region. V1, V2 distribution, referring to the ophthalmic and maxillary branches. V2, V3 distribution, referring to the maxillary and mandibular branches. The trigeminal motor nucleus sends fibers via V3. The signal activates the tensor veli palatini, followed by the anterior belly of the digastric.
The trigeminal nerve is visualized here in yellow. The V1, V2, and V3 divisions supply sensory fibers to the face.
The muscles involved in biting and chewing have bilateral cortical representation. This contrasts sharply with the clinical effects we see in peripheral nerve injuries.
Touch position information is generally carried by myelinated nerve fibers, and pain temperature information by unmyelinated fibers.
Like what you share.
This website makes learning so easy. I found all my resources here.
Noir Plasma Chrome Bleed. Unlocking knowledge, inspiring innovation, empowering curious minds.